Hey guys, it's Layla. Welcome back to Gibble Gabble. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the most mediocre yet most controversial authors of contemporary literature, Colleen Hoover. Colleen Hoover is arguably one of the most commercially successful authors of the past decade. With over 20 million books sold worldwide and 3 of her novels, Verity, Reminders of Him, and Regretting You, in the adaptation process following the controversy surrounding the It Ends With Us film, Hoover might be on track to becoming the next Suzanne Collins. But let's get one thing straight. Commercial success and literary success are not the same thing. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly why Hoover has not attained literary success, and I'm going to explain how she has done immense damage to the literary landscape. Hoover's writing is the most obvious indicator of her lack of literary merit. Check out this quote from It Ends With Us. This quote is one of many examples of Hoover's over-reliance on cliché expressions, telling rather than showing, and creating a flat tone due to her inability to create emotional depth in her romance novels. I mean, come on, you had one job. Hoover also uses narrative shortcuts to develop her characters and storylines. For example, in Verity, the main character reads a manuscript throughout the novel which reveals the novel's central plot twist at convenient moments, rather than having the protagonist undergo character interaction and development. Whenever Hoover introduces a new twist, she has the main character read another chapter of the manuscript. At the end of Verity, Hoover uses another narrative shortcut to introduce a last-minute unreliable narrator twist. The main character finds a hidden letter contradicting the information in the manuscript, claiming it was all a fictional story, and leaving the novel's events up to interpretation. However, Hoover doesn't develop any of the novel's events or plot twists through character development or interaction. So, although the premise might be interesting, her execution cheapens the story. I also want to talk about Hoover's problematic and disgusting romanticization of trauma and abusive relationship dynamics. A lot of people might think Hoover is an advocate against domestic violence because of the themes in It Ends With Us. But those people don't know about Hoover's less popular novel, Layla. I first came across Layla because my name is Layla, and I was so excited to find a novel that shares the protagonist's name with me. However, it has such troubling themes that it just sickens me. And who best to talk about Layla than Layla? Hoover's novel follows a man named Leeds and his partner Layla after she suffers a near-death experience. Leeds becomes attracted to a woman named Willow, who he believes is a vessel for Layla's spirit after the accident. Layla struggles with recovery, and the narrative essentially rewards Leeds for abandoning his partner and seeking comfort with a version of Layla untouched by trauma. As the story progresses, Leeds isolates Layla, lies to her about his interactions with Willow, and at one point literally restrains Layla by tying her to a bed. The novel justifies Leeds' actions, normalizing deeply troubling behavior in romantic relationships. Despite Hoover's lack of literary merit, her massive commercial success indicates a concerning shift in the literary landscape. Books that are poorly written and contain harmful, triggering themes should not be dominating bestseller lists. When they do, our standards for what constitutes valuable literature begin to erode.